Have you ever wondered how invisible instructions are secretly pulling the strings on almost every choice you make online? Like for real, it's wild when you stop and think about it. From the moment you unlock your phone in the morning to the last video you watch at night, there's this hidden force at play. It's not magic, and it's not a conspiracy, but it's shaping your world in ways you probably don't even realize. So, what is this invisible hand guiding your digital life? It's all about algorithms. And trust me, it's way deeper and more fascinating than just some boring tech jargon. Stick around, because today we're pulling back the curtain on this digital ghost in the machine, and what you'll find might just blow your mind. So, let's get right into it. What in the world is an algorithm? The simplest way to think about it is like a recipe. Seriously, imagine you're baking a cake. You have a list of ingredients and a step-by-step set of instructions. Preheat the oven, mix the flour and sugar, add the eggs, and so on. If you follow the recipe, you get a cake. An algorithm is basically the same thing, but for a computer. It's a precise, finite set of rules or instructions that tells a computer exactly what to do to solve a problem or achieve a specific goal. From sorting a list of numbers to figuring out the fastest route on your GPS, it's all algorithms. But here's where it gets crazy. These recipes aren't just for simple tasks anymore, they've evolved. Think about your social media feed. Why do you see a post from your cousin, then a viral cat video, and then an ad for those sneakers you were just looking at? That's not random. That's a super complex algorithm working in real time. It's analyzing everything. What you've liked before, how long you watch certain videos, who you interact with, your location, even the time of day. It takes all this data and cooks up a personalized feed designed to do one thing above all else: keep you on the app for as long as possible. It's a recipe for your attention. Let's break down a classic example, a recommendation algorithm like the one on your favorite streaming service. You finish a show, and boom, it instantly suggests what to watch next. How does it know? Well, it looks at your viewing history. It sees you've watched 5 sci-fi thrillers in a row. So, step 1 of its recipe might be find other sci-fi thrillers. Then, it gets smarter. Step 2, look at what other people who watched those same 5 thrillers also watched and liked. It finds a pattern. A huge chunk of those people also loved another specific show. Step 3, recommend that show to you. It's basically digital matchmaking, connecting you with content it predicts you'll love. And let's be honest, it's usually pretty good at its job, right? That's why just one more episode turns into a whole weekend binge. The algorithm's recipe worked perfectly. But it's not just about what movies you watch or what posts you see. These algorithms have their hands in pretty much everything. When you search for something online, a search engine algorithm sorts through billions of web pages in a fraction of a second to give you the most relevant results. It's not just looking for keywords. It's looking at the authority of the website, how many other sites link to it, your past search history, and hundreds of other factors. It's a recipe for finding information. When you apply for a loan or a credit card online, an algorithm is often making the first call, analyzing your financial history based on a set of rules to determine if you re a good risk. That's a recipe for financial decisions. Now, this all sounds incredibly efficient, and in many ways, it is. Algorithms have made our lives easier in countless ways. But there's a flip side, and it's a big one. These algorithms are not some neutral, all-knowing force. They are created by people, and people have biases, whether they're conscious of them or not. These biases can get baked right into the algorithm's recipe. For example, if historical data used to train an algorithm for job applications shows that mostly men were hired for a certain role in the past, the algorithm might learn to favor male candidates even if gender has nothing to do with the job's qualifications. It's not being intentionally biased. It's just following the pattern in the data it was fed. A 2022 study from Stanford highlighted how these biases, once encoded, can be scaled up to affect millions of people, reinforcing old stereotypes and creating digital barriers. And get this, here's a shocking fact for you. Research from MIT in 2023 suggested that some algorithms are getting so good they can predict your preferences and choices better than you can yourself. Think about that. By analyzing vast amounts of data about your behavior, they can spot subtle patterns that you're not even aware of. Predicting what song you'll like next, or what news article you're most likely to click on, it feels a little like the algorithm knows you better than you know yourself. It's not reading your mind, it's just a master of statistics. But the effect can feel downright spooky. It's no wonder people feel like their phones are listening to them. It's not listening. It's just predicting with incredible accuracy. This leads us to a huge global-scale issue. When these powerful, sometimes biased, and creepily predictive algorithms are deployed across platforms with billions of users, they become one of the most powerful forces shaping our world. The World Health Organization even raised concerns in 2023 about how health misinformation can be amplified by algorithms. If a shocking but false health claim gets a lot of clicks and shares, the algorithm's recipe says, "Hey, this is popular. Show it to more people." It doesn't check for facts. It just optimizes for engagement. This can have serious real-world consequences, influencing public health decisions and creating widespread confusion. The same thing happens with politics and culture. We all live in our own little filter bubbles or echo chambers, curated by algorithms. If you only see content that confirms what you already believe, your views can become more extreme over time, and you can become less understanding of people who think differently. The algorithm isn't trying to divide society. Its recipe is just designed to give you more of what you seem to want. The side effect, however, is that it can pull us further apart, making conversation and compromise harder. It's shaping our culture, our conversations, and our very sense of reality, all because it's following a recipe to keep our eyes glued to the screen. So, what can we even do about this? It can feel pretty overwhelming, like we're just puppets, and the algorithms are the puppet masters. But it's not hopeless. The first and most important step is exactly what you're doing right now, becoming aware. Understanding that your feed is not a neutral window into the world, but a highly curated, personalized movie starring you, is a game changer. When you know that an algorithm is behind the scenes, you can start to question what you see. Why am I being shown this? What is the goal of the platform? You can also take active steps to mix up your digital diet. Intentionally seek out different points of view. Follow people or pages that you might not normally agree with. Use different search engines, tweak your privacy settings, and be mindful of the data you're sharing. Every now and then, clear your watch history or search history to give the algorithm a reset and see what it shows you then. It's like telling the chef you want to try something new from the menu instead of having the usual. You're taking back a little bit of control over the recipe. The future of algorithms is a massive topic of debate. There are calls for more transparency for companies to be more open about how their algorithms work. There's a push for algorithmic audits to check for bias, kind of like a health inspection for a restaurant's kitchen. And innovators are working on developing more ethical AI that prioritizes human well-being over just pure engagement. This isn't just a tech issue, it's a human issue. It's about what kind of digital world we want to live in. So, to wrap it all up, an algorithm is just a set of instructions, a recipe for a computer. But these recipes have gone from simple cake instructions to incredibly complex formulas that secretly run so much of our lives. They decide what we see, influence what we buy, and shape what we believe. They are powerful, they can be biased, and they are getting smarter every single day. They are not evil masterminds, but they are tools that can have massive, unintended consequences. By understanding how they work, we can become smarter, more critical digital citizens. We can appreciate the convenience they bring while staying vigilant about the influence they have. They are a fundamental part of our modern world, and ignoring them is no longer an option. Thanks so much for hanging out and diving deep into this with us here on Facts Discoveries. If you found this interesting and it made you think, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. And for more content that unravels the hidden forces shaping our world, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever had a spooky experience with an algorithm that seemed to read your mind? Let's talk about it. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.